Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for another scroll saw project. Today we're going to be working on an Intarsia piece. For those of you who don't know, Intarsia is a type of woodworking art where you take different types of wood, orient the grain for a pleasing pattern or for the effect or to get the overall design right, cut those pieces out usually with a scroll saw, shape them with various types of sandpaper, files, or other abrasives, glue them all together and apply a clear finish. Intarsia typically doesn't involve painting or stains. You use the natural color of the wood to bring your piece to life. Today we're going to be working on a pattern that has 4 ducklings in a row. I saw this pattern in an issue of Scroll Saw Woodworking and Crafts magazine, and I just felt like I had to do it. I thought it was very cute. I enjoy doing animals on the scroll saw, whether it's fretwork, intarsia, segmentation, or anything else. I think they're just a lot of fun. So let's get started. This pattern was designed by Kathy Wise and was featured in issue 70, the spring 2018 edition of Scroll Saw Woodworking and Crafts magazine. I'm a big fan of Scroll Saw Woodworking and Crafts magazine. I've been a subscriber for almost a year. I've bought several back issues and a couple of other books published by Fox Chapel Publishing, which is the publisher of the magazine. There are always several patterns included that I enjoy. I end up cutting at least 1 or 2 from every edition, and I think it's a great value for patterns versus the cost of the magazine. When you're subscribed, it's, I don't know, $3 or $4 an issue, I think, and I don't think you can beat that value for any scroll saw patterns that are out there. For this project, I used Yellow Heart, American and Peruvian Walnut, and Cedar. The Yellow Heart was about 15/16 of an inch thick whenever I got it from the store. I planed the cedar to the same thickness, and the walnuts I planed both to about 1/4 of an inch thinner as per the pattern. With the exception of the very long walnut piece that's on the bottom of the pattern, I used exclusively number 5 skip tooth reverse blades. I used a spiral blade to trim the bagger board and to cut that lower portion of the walnut. In addition to those other woods, I used ebony for the eyes. I enjoy using ebony for the eyes on animals in my projects because it's the darkest wood you can get, and it's also in keeping with the sort of intent of the Intarsia. I don't use any paint or stains to darken the wood. For the next few minutes until minute 12, it's just going to be me cutting on the scroll saw. I'm not going to include any narration or any other audio. Let me know in the comments if you have a preference on the inclusion of music or not. As you may have seen in some of my older videos, I use this 1" by 30" belt sander for a lot of my rough shaping. This time I tried something new as well. I did a lot of my shaping with the Dremel instead of using sandpaper and doing it all by hand to clean up the rough sanding, and I think it really did a good job. I enjoyed doing it a lot more than the sandpaper. I felt like it was not nearly as taxing on my hands, and I didn't get any cramps like I usually do. So if you haven't used a Dremel for your finish sanding and shaping before, I recommend you give it a shot. For the finish this time, I used Watco Clear Satin Lacquer. Normally I use shellac on projects like this, but I wanted a satin finish rather than a glossy finish. I thought it would look better, and so I gave this one a shot. Now I'm just going to sand for a little while and do the finish shaping. I'll show you some pictures in between each step of rough and finish sanding as well, and then a picture of the glue up. I'm going to start talking again here in a few minutes, a little bit before the 16-minute mark. Thanks. And there we have it. This piece had about 50 pieces and probably took about 10 hours together overall to complete, with a little bit of extra time waiting between coats of the satin lacquer. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me.